Well, it's literally ripped from the headlines. A new television movie is telling us the true story of a mother and daughter ripped apart at the country's southern border.
And joining us now is acclaimed actress Judy Reyes, who stars in the movie as an immigration attorney fighting to get them back together. Welcome, Judy.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh my God.
How are you?
We're so good. This is such a far cry from previous roles such as Carla Espinosa and Scrubs and Ms. Diaz and Devious Maids. What attracted you to this particular role?
I think it's just what you mentioned. It was literally torn from the headlines. When I read the script, I was literally moved to tears. I was so impressed that Lifetime continues to do what they do and tear stories from the headlines. It was so real to me. Over the last several years, I've followed it closely. As a mother, as a Latina, as a first-generation American, I can just so much identify. It was the closeness of the risk, the danger that people take when they leave their beloved homeland, only to be torn from their children. I just couldn't say no to that opportunity to play the tireless attorney, Thelma Garcia, who in her 70s continues to be an immigration lawyer fighting for people under very similar circumstances.
You know, a lot of us saw those videos and headlines on the news, and it seems so sad. So I think everyone can identify. But when you watch just even the trailer for this show, there's so much emotion. It's very raw, and I think people wonder, is that how it really was? How much went into making sure the show was accurate as to portraying what was really happening in our country?
I think that the show worked very hard. The film worked very hard to realize it. I think that we use an extensive amount of Spanish in order to communicate as much as it makes sense, not to alienate your audience. They recreated these incredible sets where just walking in and seeing the cages with all the children on all those like aluminum looking blankets. Mm-hmm. I spoke to Thelma Garcia, the actual attorney who I have the privilege of playing, and just to get a hint of not only this case, but all the similar cases that she fights for and people who go through this every day. The fact that we lived through it over the last several years, the fact that this was the particular story that broke it wide open and got people more informed about how pervasive this was and how it does continue to happen. I could go on and on.
Well, we appreciate that. The story, it gained national attention. What are you hoping comes from this particular movie?
What I hope is that people become, sorry about that. What I hope is that people become even more familiar with the fact that this happened, that it hasn't stopped happening. That they realize through the single experience of this one mother and child and this particular attorney, they become more sympathetic to it. In other words, not that it just seems sad as something that happened a long time ago, but more like something that we have to look out for and pay attention to and make sure that it doesn't continue to happen or that it gets better. And that they get to appreciate the courage of all these women who continue to either take risks for their children, fight the cause, or publish these stories, like all the women in this particular film did.
Yeah, I felt exactly as probably you want us to feel just watching a little bit of it. I can't imagine, as a mom myself, and there's probably no greater pain than not knowing if your child is okay. And that's what you really see, and then also what needs to come to get them back together. So it's entertainment, but something maybe you want to watch with your family.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a fantastic and powerful family film that I just don't see anyone not relating to it under any circumstances, as a mother, as a child, as an immigrant, as a woman, and as someone who just loves their kids or thinks that something like this is wrong and needs to be changed. And maybe it'll inspire a difference of opinion or something like that.
I know you attended Hunter College in Manhattan to do your acting, which was awesome. And I know you have a twin sister, Jocelyn, who's appeared in front of the camera as well. Have you guys ever acted together?
Yes, we have. She came in and did a teeny little part on Scrubs one time.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was really funny. But we haven't, and we acted when we were younger, a lot younger. We haven't had the opportunity to act recently or lately. It's been quite a long time, but it's wide open.
All right, I'm going to give a shout out to Gun Hill Road. Back in the Bronx, I pass it all the time.
Yes. Yes, the boogie down.
That's right. It's good to see you, Judy. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. All right, Torn from Her Arms premieres this Saturday, October 30th at 8 p.m. on Lifetime, one of your favorite networks.
Lifetime. I do like Lifetime and Hallmark.
And Hallmark. I love them all,
but
too.
I would actually really like to see the whole thing. And, you can, if you're not going to be around, the great thing is you can usually play it on demand or set your recording.
Absolutely.
So at least so you know what's coming up.